when I was doing that standardized patient work.
Yeah.
And basically, they weren't paying us on time.
Yeah.
At the moment, I need to make money.
True.
But I'm not getting that money until 45 days to 60 days later.
Yeah.
But most people will stay in a job for years because they're afraid to pry away.
That's good. That's good.
And then they'll justify staying.
Welcome to another episode of As A Man Readeth. This is Trey D.
Hey, good man.
And we're coming to you live from the office today.
Yeah, we didn't have no light, so
it's visually this is going to be beautiful because our faces are here.
Yes,
we are together
again,
and not necessarily at two different parts of the city. So we're back to the old format,
right? Real time,
and we are still continuing with
Outwitting the Devil.
Oh yeah,
by Napoleon Hill,
for sure.
Written back in 1938.
Oh, bro.
Didn't come out till 2011, so it was marinating.
It was, hey, listen, it was aging well. It was aging very well.
Man, you know what? We have a whole format we're going to do today,
Yep.
but my brain just took me one place.
Okay.
Outwitting the devil.
Yep.
Like, when you hear outwitting the devil, what
Yep.
does that even mean to you? It just hit me in this moment. You want me to start? I can start.
Go for it.
Because my brain...
Go for it.
My brain was like, outwitting the devil is like, okay, so one, there may be a devil. And if there is a devil, how do you not be the victim and beat the devil? Because what people do is they equate devil to he's the opposite of God, meaning he has that amount of power over you the way God, let's say, would have the power.
Oh, man, that'll mess you up right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
You can't win.
Yeah.
You can't win.
Yeah.
So if there was a book that said, now if you believe that, okay. So how do you outwit?
Yeah.
How do you slip, bob, jab? You know what I mean? Like how do you do this thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of like I feel you on that. It's like you have to get into a place. So the way I always think was, oh man, he's like an annoying. I don't know. He's just an annoyance that believes they're gonna do something. Like where we were raised. People that always had the little chat. All the little mouth chat. That's all they got. Problem is when people believed it. So I think a lot of times, and the police, and they talk about this a little bit in the book. But if you look at it, it's about influence and getting you to believe what that person is saying, what the devil is saying. But as our parents would say, the devil is a liar.
The devil is a lie.
Right?
The devil is a lie.
And it'll get you to that. So it's like, oh, man, you kind of like you gotta. First of all, my dad already told me what I need to be doing.
Right. And
how I need to be.
Right.
He's already promised all these things. So now to hear you say, no, you ain't gonna get that. You ain't gonna get that. Which is what the devil's always gonna try to do. If you start to fall into that,
right.
Okay, then he's done his job. But truthfully, he does not have the same magnitude of power as the creator.
I don't think he has the same magnitude of power as you.
For real. Now let's talk through that.
Okay, let's talk through it. I think for good.
Well, I mean, where's the kingdom?
It's within you.
Well, I mean, that's what the Bible says.
Oh, okay. Does it? Okay, yeah. I was right. I got the answer right. The kingdom lives within you.
And so I think there is, and even and Christ says, even greater things you will do. And like I think we'll get into that at some point,
right?
Because that could be a whole sermon.
Yeah.
Like reshifting, like, hey,
he about to preach real quick.
You got to remember what God already said to you and listen to what you have been, not necessarily what you've been preaching, because sometimes we miss the mark there. You need to study because he's telling you, hey, you got a lot more power than you realize.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying.
That's what Napoleon said. So how we gonna start this thing out? What we doing? What we looking like? What we looking like?
All right. First takes on the book. First takes on. I think we're gonna do chapter 3 through 5.
Right.
First quick reactions. What are your thoughts?
That you can think you have everything and lose everything, and then you realize the only way to become your next version is to be the thing you are. But let's say the world is opposed to that. What I mean by that is so Napoleon in the chapter 3, he had made his millions, lost his millions. Yep. Recession hit, and his belief was, his whole philosophy is through self-determination.
Yep.
So now you can get through the recession. You just got to be determined. You got to figure out your purpose.
Yes, sir.
And if you're clear with your purpose,
Yeah.
you good.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things that's what I took away from that too is like, well, he talks about this like, and I went and I talked to all of these businessmen and these titans of industry and leadership, and created this mastery. And then he started losing stuff. He's like, hey, so what we were talking about before we jumped on the pod, and you gotta, every virtue has to be tested. Right. So if you are basically building a set of virtues and you're trying to cultivate that, like if it's patience, if it's courage, you're going to be put into situations where the courage is going to be tested. The patience is going to be tested, right? Yep. The steadfastness is going to be tested. You don't know the weight, and you don't know the weight that you can carry until you put the weight on, right? And so I think that's what he's going through throughout the start of the book. Yep. And he's like, I lost it all. And then I had to realize I've been writing this stuff, but how much did I believe it? And I think he now starts to get it. And he's like, I think I believe it because I got to put it into play.
And then the believing goes into the knowing, right? I think that faith side of it is like you were saying before, when Jesus would tell the lame man, the lame, get up and walk. And he's like, you healed.
Yes.
But it's actually putting it back on you to do the thing.
You got to walk on the healing.
You got to.
The healing is already there. You've been granted the healing. You got to walk in the healing.
Yes.
If you don't walk in the healing, then you don't realize. Then it's like, why you still have crutches and still walking on crutches when your leg is healed? It's by doing that, it's actually going to make your body worse, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to atrophy at that point. So
if you don't use it, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yes. And if you have a crutch for too long, if your arm stays in the cast too long after it's healed, it's already starting to atrophy. So it's going to get worse for you in the long run. So that's all.
And then you can't blame the thing that you keep using instead of. Remember, I was just telling you, people get mad when they don't know what to do, and then someone tell them what to do, and they're like, "Well, you telling me what to do? Yep. You don't know what to do." Yep. So it's this negative reinforcement cycle.
I didn't want you to tell me what to do. I wanted you to hear that I don't know what to do. I want you to sit there,
right, with me.
I'm not gonna commiserate with you. I can't do that.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
man.
What else? So he talks about drifting. This is where it kind of starts.
Yes.
And he goes and talks about this idea of like, that's the devil's main weapon.
Right. So that is his main weapon. He infiltrates with fear first, right? Because that fear comes in. He makes you fear something. And I think in the last episode, we told you all the fears, but it's like 7 fears. The fear of ill health, fear of criticism, fear of old age,
poverty, death,
health, love.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all of them. And he says the worst one of them all, or the best one, I guess, is poverty and death. Those are his top 2. He's, you know what? He was talking about, I like poor people because they don't like to think. I was like, what? I would think that, so instantly for me, I was like, I would think poor folks would be thinking, like me personally, because you're attempting to get out of the situation you're in.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe.
So for me, I was thinking about, so when he said that, I started thinking about what Myron Golden said. He was saying that he was looking at it from people who, how did he say, it's not that you get rich because you're evil or something like that. He says you're actually rich in spirit and you can get rich. Something to that degree.
Everything you have is already there.
Yeah, it's already there. And poor people, and I'm not even saying materially, I'm saying in general, in spirit. If you're poor in spirit, it normally doesn't come across monetarily, at least from what I'm gaining. But I think there's people want to get mad at rich people, and I'm right now. It's really weird. It's like, woo, hold on, I'm walking through this. Let's walk through this.
Go ahead and walk.
So what? They say the 1% is like the richest 1%, the rich. I would also say 1% of the rich might actually be, let's say, evil. I'm just walking through it. Let's see where we go. And 99% may be good people, but I'm wondering who runs the media. It could be the 1%. It could be the smallest percent of the thing that runs the thing. And so the people who are really out there doing the thing, they're going to be moving the way. It's kind of like you move in silence in a sense.
Yes.
Because I would like how they say he's been giving money to people for years, but you would never know.
Yes.
But for those who are more on the negative side, you hear more about the news is negativity. I haven't seen the news. I only see the news when I'm at my parents' house. Like the traditional media and everything, like 2 million people in Sarajevo shot. Yeah. People dying. Yep. And on DeKalb County police officer.
It's pushing the stock market by It's pushing in fear. It's pushing
ill health.
It's pushing ill health. You go back and start, wait a minute, hold up. What is he doing? Now what's
poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love. It says old age death.
So what are your top stories? If the top stories for the day are one of those categories.
Yeah.
Every time. And maybe intentional, not intentional, but they will instill or they will create a ruckus about fear in something.
Yes.
Or not necessarily caution, but just fear. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's crazy out here. Yeah, I don't want to go outside. Right? Oh man, why are we gonna do that? Them YNs. Right. They crazy over there. All of that stuff. Oh man, the water boys, man.
And the water boys cool.
Yeah,
I give them money. They out there.
Shout out.
They doing something.
Shout out. Yeah.
I shout
out. Especially my boys. My boys are great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hay, helping empower you. Gotta give you that.
Yeah, man.
Case is great.
Yeah, and I kind of I'll probably cut everything I just said, but I had to walk through that because.
How you gonna cut it?
Well, I'm just saying.
Keep going.
Okay.
Run it.
Well, we'll keep it. But what as my thoughts go, as I was reading this, the goal is to always, and I've said this before, is to empty the cup and let me just drink what this is. I sip it. I don't know about that. The aftertaste, or it tastes good going in, and then later on, right? Like, what is it doing?
What's that? Yeah. That makes sense.
So
but this main thing about fear is key. Just keeping in mind, folks, is like, what do you fear? Mm-hmm. What are your habits of fear? And then if you can track that, you probably figure out what you typically are going to figure out how you've been drifting.
Right. Going back to the question, drifting. So fear is like the inoculation of like fear. Like you get the fear. Well, I said fear, it's the inoculation of fear. You get inoculated with fear, and then you start to react in a particular way. Mm-hmm. And in those ways, it usually leads to some type of aimlessness. What you got?
So don't think about it. If you get inoculated, that's there supposed to create antibodies to fight something. So if you get inoculated with fear, it's to fight off. It's to fighting something. It's going to fight the courage that you have. It's going to fight. You know what I mean?
That was good.
And so that's something to keep in mind too. Is like, if I keep getting hit with the fear, and it's settling and it's replicating in my body, right? I'm allowing it to replicate in my body because I haven't purged it, right? I ain't done a detox.
Yeah, detox.
I gotta do a fear detox. Ooh, that's good. Somebody need to hear that. You gotta do a fear detox.
Fear detox.
I gotta put that I'm gonna put that protocol out one day.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, because you gotta fight it. A lot of people, even in conversation, will throw fear into a conversation and they get frustrated. Yeah, they be sprinkling it,
and then it's contagious, right?
Yeah. But then if you're sprinkling something and I'm slapping it out of your hand, that pisses you off.
Wait a minute.
Hey man, don't put that on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that on me. Yeah.
No, because
they just sprinkle it.
Because it's a part of me now.
Well, that's like venom or something, man. That's like a parasite.
It's a contagion. And let's just say it's a contagion.
It's a contagion.
Yeah.
And so, like he said, 2% of the world, like because in the book, the author calls him Your Majesty.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because he owns 98% of the population.
That's what it says.
If you believe, like people who, you can hear fear when people talk. Mm-hmm. They're like, man, you know them, man. I'm like, what about? Like, I think since I faced the thing, like people don't like to travel. When you travel, you be like, I'm glad I traveled. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I did this because I didn't know this was like this. Mm-hmm. You keep taking information from a third party, a third source.
Oh man!
and you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yep.
You haven't been there. You haven't done it.
Yep.
You know, and which makes me think about like the football players who become analysts, and they be like, "Man, y'all don't even know what y'all talking about."
Mm-hmm.
And let me turn back because I was going to go somewhere else there. So, man, lost my train of thought.
But I think you're thinking about if you stay there, that like the football players become analysts. I think it's having that experience is important, right? And so
yes,
that you've already done that and you like push through.
Yeah, you push through.
Yeah,
it's the push through, and that goes into when you do drift. Oh, what is drifting? I don't think did we define to them what drifting is.
The way I used to go about it is basically it's a pattern of behavior. What did he say? He said it's a pattern of behavior.
I can best define the word. It's on page 73 by saying that people who think for themselves never drift, while those who do little or no thinking for themselves are drifters. A drifter is one who permits himself to be influenced and controlled by circumstances outside of his own mind. He would rather let me occupy his mind and do his thinking than go to the trouble of thinking for himself. And so a drifter is one who accepts whatever life throws in his way without making a protest or putting up a fight.
Stop brewing on certain things. Stop letting fear and certain things like just kind of circulating in your mind. And you're going to find yourself drifting in a certain way.
Yeah, because it makes you, I'll catch myself, I drift a lot. That's what I realized, in the sense that an idea, I thought about an ex-girlfriend just came up in my brain the other day. It was just weird, weird. And then I got mad all over again.
You got mad at her?
No, I was mad at me.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm mad at me. Like, how did I get fooled? Why did I? Because I was drifting then.
See.
And like he says, these habits come in pairs, man. Like if you're a smoker, you probably drink. If you're a smoker, yeah, I was gonna say you probably drink, because I was gonna say drink beer, then drink alcohol. If you drink alcohol, maybe you do sexual things. I don't know. What I'm saying is they come in pairs, triplets, quadruplets.
Absolutely. He says that. I like. He's like, keep in mind that these habits are always going to come together, and so because because the habits come in pairs and so on, it's again replicating. It
is replicating.
Like it just starts. It's something else, and it's something else, and then I'm on this, and I'm addicted to this, and don't even realize we don't call it an addiction. It's just something part of my personality.
It's a habit.
It's a habit, but they don't.
Oh, they say, okay. So I listened to this guy named Bashar, and Bashar was talking about a habit. What we call a habit is not a habit. Once you are aware of a habit, it is no longer a habit. It's a choice. It's a choice. You do that.
Yeah.
And you know you do that,
yeah,
and you choose to do that.
Yes.
So stop. And then people put themselves in that negative behavior cycle because they keep believing the thing. Well, man, I smoke cigarettes, so it's just what it is. I was talking to my dad because he's getting older now, and there's certain health concerns that even for me, I should start looking at myself. And so I'm giving him different words of like this now. What you mean Stop doing this then.
Yeah.
This is your life.
Yeah.
It's your life.
My dad saying I just saw him. Actually, my dad been in the hospital a couple of days. And when I was like, what's going on? I had to talk like, why are you doing that? I mean, that's like, well, why y'all didn't tell me before you got here?
Right.
We could have fixed this
like that.
Quick.
Yeah.
But it's those things is like, yeah, these are like choices. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just making sure I don't follow those choices.
Right. And they drifting. It's a drift.
Yeah.
It's a, you think about it, and then it's like the devil made me do it. It's the devil made me do it.
Maybe true. In a way that is basically, he gave you the fear.
Right.
He gave you that little inoculation. And now your habits are going to a place, but you don't realize you're making the choice anymore. But you also may benefit from the choice or benefit from the decision.
You think you are.
Yeah, at least something's comfortable. So even if it's uncomfortable, because you talk those of us that may experience poverty, right?
Right.
In certain spaces, it is. I'll tell you my personal experience. So I've worked in communities forever, and one of the hardest things is that concept of like pick up your mat and walk, right? So you could present. Hey, you could present, hey, change this way of thinking and you can change everything.
You can.
And it's like, the hell you talking about, Trey? What you mean? What you mean? If you can just adopt this thought and this belief, it will shift everything else. But but what that does though, it creates the dissonance where I have to look at everything now and pull the curtain of how I'm actually behaving, and and because I've created this reality based upon the belief, as all of us do.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
Right? But if I can change the way I see things and change the way that I see things and change the way I believe, maybe I could change part of my life. But that is probably that's one of the toughest things, like when we're working with people and so on, working in communities, is getting them to realize they're healing. It's possible at least. Then they are capable, then moving in that capacity. Like, it's crazy.
It's just really insidious. That's I thought I had become immune to certain types of behavior, like toward me.
Me too.
And so when Kareem's mom and her partner moved in, and me and him were getting into it, he just happened to be an old white guy, and he was talking crazy. Now, case scenario is that I do something to him, cops get called to the house, and we know how that already looks.
It's not right. And you're in the wrong part of town. You're in the wrong part of town.
Well, something like that.
Yeah.
Given the way people give meaning
for sure
to way things look. I'm young, virile, old. He looks maybe wise.
Y'all heard that, all right? He said,
I'm
like, yes, that's right. All right, but continue.
So all the optics look. I've been looking at this the whole time. All the optics look wild. And so I was like, how is he getting under my skin? Because I have power, like literally I could do I'm stronger than him.
For sure.
I'm faster, all the things. And so, but that happened, I don't know, the last couple of years. But it made me realize there were certain things I had yet to work within myself. I had thought I was immune. Again, I thought I was immune to it. And then it just kind of came in. He'd say little things in the house like, if I'm washing the dishes, so you're washing the dishes. As he's washing the dishes. It was so weird to me. Anyway, so I ended up going down to his frequency and I met him where he was. And I should not have done that. And then he started just saying little things to kind of chip away. And I didn't realize that was happening. Once I was aware, I forgave him. For me though, it was just like, look, I should not have done this thing to even engage. And he was like, I'm so happy. Thank you. Then he did it again. And I felt like the universe was working on my patience. And was I really a believer of what I preach, which is pretty much the 4 agreements. Don't take anything personally.
Yeah, that's good.
Be impeccable with your words.
That's good. Check out the episode.
Yeah. Check it out. 4 agreements is on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, So with that, where was I going with that? But So I used the 4 agreements. And so then the universe conspired, God, the creator, whoever that is, to you. Well, for me, it was the universe just giving me what I was attracting. I can handle this type of situation. I was affected.
However, to bring that home, once you realize, again, as we said in the beginning of the episode, you're practicing a virtue. You ask for the virtue. Now, we'll give you opportunity to put that weight on. Go ahead and bench that 225 a couple times, right? You hit that 250,
right?
That 270, right? I'm gonna let you go ahead and throw that around a little bit, So now you had that realization happen. You're like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing, because you didn't react after you did, kind of like, what did?
Yeah, it was volatile.
Right. So once you realize what was happening, right?
That's because he was moving stuff of his that wasn't his. And he was purposely provoking me. And so he grabbed something of mine and I snatched it out with all the strength in the world. And then I'm calling the police. I'm like, okay, don't touch stuff here. But we worked through it, and it was not an easy process. Could it have been something in me emotionally it was like my pride, man. Pride is a strong one. It was like you're in my house talking wild to me. But what I didn't put in perspective was he's 80 some odd years old. He has no place to go. He's forced to live in a place he probably doesn't even want to stay. And there are rules that you have to follow. Later on, I found out that once we had a real conversation, he was intimidated by me.
Yes.
The way I hold myself and talk. He's from a whole different lifetime. He ain't used to someone like me that look like me to speak as confidently as I speak.
Yeah, it's good.
In my house that you now have to stay in.
I love that. I want to use that somewhere. From a whole different lifetime. What are we what are we talking about right there?
Right.
Not lifestyle, like a whole different lifetime. This is good. That is good. That is good. I want to let's get back. Let's get back to where we are. I think one of the things when he talks about the origin of drifting, he said it could be instilled in our childhood, which was where you were talking, where you started with, like we start thinking about our parents and how they've done certain things. And it could have been how they were raised in the religious space. It can be the schooling, how they, a lot of things were rewards based or achievement based, or did you just do what you told me earlier? You were like, I just did what the hell the parents told me to do. And if I did that, I was a good kid.
Right.
And then I was like, yeah, I think I did that too. But then I realized I could do that and still do other stuff. So I'm a good kid in that light. I can do what I want to do over here because I'm still a good kid. So it's kind of like, I remember my mom was like, I remember my mom was trying to whoop me one time when I was like bigger, and I like, I grabbed the belt. And she was like, y'all know.
That's the worst thing you do.
So, some people used to say, "Oh, you trying to fight back?" No,
right. No, I'm trying
just
to
let you know. I said, and she'll tell you to this day. I knew what I was doing, and this probably sounds sociopathic, but I grabbed the belt. I knew what I was doing, and I understood the consequence. I never got a whooping after that.
Right.
She had to figure out something different. Because I already knew what the pain was going to be, and I was ready to risk the pain. I'm okay. You got to figure something else. If I'm making deliberate decisions, you got to you got to figure out you got to have a different pattern of punishment.
It's like the devil. You deal with the devil. No, I'm not doing this. And now the devil can't touch you here because you are now mastering your fear. And that's what he was saying. He says, you can't mess. He says, I can't mess with the author. He was talking about, he called him Mr. Earthbound.
Yep.
He said, I can't mess with you because you've mastered your fears.
That's good.
And it was a list of things, but fears is the big thing. If you can start mastering your fears one by one, and just know the fear don't want to die. It's gonna come as hard as it possibly can.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to give up. It's so hard to once you face it, you realize it's not as bad as you thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, most of the
always
time.
Like that.
Most of the time, if not all of the time.
Yeah, my fear. Yeah, when I face them. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something. Yeah.
You ever thought about this though? Yeah, you don't really fear in the moment that something is, whatever that you were fearful of is actually happening.
Right. It's usually before.
It's before, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, it's typically not as bad. Typically not as bad. And even if it is as bad, it's a different fear that you're fearing, that you're feeling. It's kind of like if you're in a fight, your fear is probably getting hurt or hurting someone, but you're not but then after that, you're already in the fight.
You're there now.
Now you're in the fight. Now it's something different.
Right.
It's maybe not that last punch, but it's the next punch. Mm-hmm. Or it's like, oh shit, I'm about to get arrested. Or I'm about to hurt this cat. Whatever it may be. And I think that is so interesting how it's like, it's always keeping you out of your present moment.
Fear does that.
Yeah,
fear.
And it just disturbs everything, but it's always keeping you away from where you're supposed to be.
Right. For those who live in the moment, fear is not I don't think it's as a big an obstacle as it is for the person who comes in with a predetermined or premeditated feeling instead of just dealing with it. Like, for example, when I was doing that standardized patient work, and basically they weren't paying us on time. At the moment, I need to make money.
True.
But I'm not getting that money until 45 days to 60 days later. So during the time I'm working, I might as well be working on something for me. And then I'll get that money later anyway. That's the way my brain. So the fear of leaving did not trump my determination of creating something new, a new lane. But most people will stay in a job for years because they're afraid to pry away.
That's good.
And then they'll justify staying.
For sure. Yep, all the time. And not just a job, but any situation that may not necessarily be serving them well, but they also get comfortable in that too.
Right. They start drifting. They're drifting.
They're drifting the comfort. Did you see? So you had a question I remember we had in this spot, thinking about the drifting and like holding on to the just following what the parents used to say, or what did the adults say? Like, how does that make up who you are right now?
Well, based on like the way,
does it even like you like? Oh, I realized. Oh, that's what I was doing. I don't do that shit no more.
Yeah, it's just pretty much that. It's pretty much that. Because like I think I was telling you earlier, I said any adult had my ear. So I just thought since you were an adult, I'm supposed to listen to you. My brother weren't like that, but I was. And I happened to be the oldest brother. So my Greg had to look at me and start saying like, I'm not like him. So he probably learned it quicker than me.
For sure.
At a younger age.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I would just do stuff. If you told me to put my hand in something that I could clearly see is going to hurt me, I would probably be like, well, maybe you have a point.
Yeah.
Maybe you see something I don't.
Yeah.
And okay, all right, ow. It's okay. Don't do that again. And then somebody else would come and do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Somebody I trust and respect would just take advantage of me. But what I realized was, it's not that they were taking advantage of me. I was allowing people to do what I'm almost asking them to do the thing. Does that make sense? So if I'm putting myself in a position to be hurt, to be a victim, a person who's looking for a victim, we'll find them.
We'll find the victim.
Like there are people,
absolutely.
I forgot her name. I probably wouldn't say it. But anyway, I was working at 7 Stages. And it's a theater house down here in Atlanta. And I love working over in Little 5. But some people's like, you better be careful because people be robbing people down here. I said, I've never gotten robbed.
I'm sitting here like,
I feel so safe.
I be in Little 5. I used to be in Little 5 all the time. Actually, last time when we met again, it was like, yo, we got back together. It was like, oh, we rolled down to Little 5, man. Yeah, I'll be over there all the time.
Took pictures by the cast, you know what I'm saying? But I feel so safe. But it was this one girl, she says, I've been robbed 3 times. And I was like, you must be.
What are you doing?
They just keep stealing her phone.
You just put your phone up.
A phone, yeah. But I think you're probably, you
look like a victim.
You look like a victim.
You look like a victim.
And people gonna take advantage of it. My lady tell me, she's like, you be walking like you a warrior.
What does that mean? You on the tiptoe? You in a Scooby-Doo film?
Yeah, right.
What? Ain't nobody gonna walk. She ain't walking with you when you sit there like, tiptoe. All right, guys, what we gonna do?
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure.
You give off, and I'm not even thinking like that. She says, you always look like you're going somewhere. It always look like you're going somewhere.
I don't know. I think
that's non-drifting.
Yeah, I was with you walking with definite
purpose. Yes.
So that's one of the things that counters. He talks about in the book of countering the drift. Right. Mm-hmm. If you'll find yourself drifting, you just said like, and I find myself drifting too. Mm-hmm. But like it's coming back and kind of having a reconciling back with whatever your purpose is.
Yep.
And that definition of purpose can get you right back to where you need to be.
Yep.
And so thinking about that, folks, you think, your beliefs, your values, your emotional state, your overall mission in life, what do you want to do? All of those things, you figure those things out. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, because Napoleon's talking about that. He says like, wait, once I came, because he also, that's when as we talked about in the previous episode, in the previous chapters, mm-hmm. he found his other self.
Yes.
His other self is not a fear-based self
at all.
It's a purpose-centered self. And I think that is like, oh,
yep.
Okay, definitive purpose. I understand what I value. I understand what I believe. I understand where I'm going.
Yes.
I understand where I am right now.
Golly.
Let's move.
To know where you're going, you got to know where you at.
For sure.
Because if you don't know where you at, it don't matter where you're going.
For sure.
Because in which direction do I go?
Yep.
Golly.
And you don't even get a chance. Once you figure out yourself on the map, I mean, because there's no destination. Well, if you don't know where you are, then how do you know what the real destination is? I mean, it's in the ether. It's like, oh yeah, so you're like, yeah, I want to be here. But where are you right now?
Right.
That's
even good too, though.
That's where people are.
To start noticing.
Right. So it's kind of like when we talked a lot, and I do this with my clients, it was like, okay, let's just figure out where we are right now. I know you want to go. I know. Let's figure out where you are right now.
Right.
Because the habits, the drifting, the behaviors, the mindset, whatever it may be, that whatever it's doing right now, it's got you here, but you want to be here. So everything that you're doing right now will get you to there.
Right. Ooh, you said something about beliefs. Hold on. I just heard something that was so good. It was about your behaviors.
Yes.
Are subject to your feelings. Your feelings are subject to your thoughts. Your thoughts are subject to your value. It was something.
Yeah. So it's beliefs. Beliefs, what you consider true or false, in essence, will determine your particular values, what you believe is good for you, not good for you, good for the world, whatever it may be, which also determines how you see the world, which gives you your thoughts, which will determine what emotions you're going to feel about how the world is, or when you experience certain things in the world.
Oh, we could talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that because that's going somewhere else.
Yep.
But that'll be in the Patreon. Anyway,
you want to go through some highlights, man?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Go for it.
I wanted to give some of what drifters look like. Maybe not read all of them.
Sure.
But what a drifter is versus a non-drifter.
Sure.
And so I'll give you real quick to be brief. So a drifter, he will be conspicuous by his lack of self-confidence. He will never accomplish anything requiring thought and effort. Oof. He spends all he earns and more too if he can get credit. He will be sick or ailing from some real or imaginary cause and calling to high heaven if he suffers the least physical pain. He will have little or no imagination. And then there's a whole list of what that looks like. And then the non-drifter, the first sign of a non-drifter is this. He is always engaged in doing something definite through some well-organized plan, which is definite. He has a major goal in life toward which he is always working, and many minor goals, all of which lead toward his central scheme. I'll give you one more. The tone of his voice, the quickness of his step, the sparkle in his eyes, the quickness of his decisions clearly mark him as a person who knows exactly what he wants and is determined to get it, no matter how long it may take or what price he must pay. And if you ask him questions, he gives you direct answers and never falls back on evasions or resorts to subterfuge. He will be found up front whether he's playing a game or fighting a war. If he does not know the answers, he will say so frankly. And there's a list. It's not as long as list as a drifter, but it's a lot of, as you can hear, it's very definite. It's very upfront. It's very honest. I feel like it's going back to Jordan Peterson's thing, tell the truth or at least don't lie. Yep. So I wanted to get that out so those who don't know now know, because the non-drifter has a mind of his own and uses it for all purposes.
All day. I love this, man. Yeah, it's straight up. It's straight up. The non-drifter has a mind of his own and uses it for all purposes. I had a question here. Can you think of someone you know who fits this description? I think we all know a drifter. And we also know some non-drifters as well.
Yeah, and I think you probably know more drifters than none based on what the devil was saying here. There was one question I wanted to ask, man, that talked about, I meant to get drifting. Okay. Drifting often starts young, disguised as obedience. So the question to that was, I thought I had it on here. But anyway, the question to that for me is being a good person just being obedient or scared of getting in trouble?
Those two, I think, doing the right thing because it's right is not the same as doing the right thing so you don't get punished.
Right. Okay. I would agree to that.
Right. So
yeah, you're right, and I like thinking through that. Right, it's like I feel like we live in a society where if we say that out loud, somebody be like, "It's the same thing." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not the same thing because you have a different motivation." I'm doing this thing out of fear.
Yes.
One is out of fear.
Yes.
And fear invites multiple demons, with devils. Fear just opens the door to negativity. And once negativity is in, then you don't know what's going to happen. And so the only way to inoculate the inoculation is through courage, through bravery, through definiteness of purpose. It's like, whenever I'm off, man, I got to clean up. Yeah, I was like, clean up everything. What am I doing? And then what am I doing is, okay, where am I at?
That's what Siri be doing.
I ain't even said nothing about no Siri.
It's all good. Something about the App Store. But listen, one of the other part of this is, I think as we grow and became adults, well, for me, I would say as I became an adult, and hopefully I am an adult at this point. The reason I'm saying that, because some of us are just older humans, older males, older females. And I say that I say that intentionally, because we don't have rites of passages as much. There are some that are out here where the elders would tell you, you are an adult now. Now you have the rights and privileges and so on. But I think I started to realize, just being in corporate America for a while and working with folks in community, that not everyone's an adult yet. And so a lot of folks are just older children. Because they haven't fully developed just yet. They may even have adult responsibilities, but they have not taken on the adulting mindset just yet. And that creates some of the same challenges for folks.
Yeah. It does. And I'm also realizing, like, with the different groups that I'm a part of, or that I will say play with and work with, that sometimes there's an energy that pervades that I can feel. And I was like, and so I'm just in this space where, do I attack the thing head on? So for example, if I see how to say this without, doesn't matter. So I know a group of guys, and some are going through divorces right now. Some have baby mama drama, but we all have been through it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we'll joke around, and it's like, well, they say two people. One of them had this joke, is that there are two people in a relationship, so both have to carry that burden. And he was like, yeah, her and her mom, boom, it's their fault. Now, he's joking. It's a joke.
That's good.
But at the same time, it's like, do you believe that? Like, there'd be those kernels of truth.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'll laugh at the joke, but then I'm like, wait, this is a joke.
Yeah, it's funny though.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's not funny.
So with that though, I'm like, do I say something, like, because I don't want to make it heavy or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, we need to make sure that's where I'm at. Because I don't want to be like how Shannon Sharp, for example, say Shannon Lane, because he like Unc, right? And he'd be giving all this great advice, I think. And then life hits him in a way, and people like, see. But I think but once you put yourself in that position, you kind of you're now in that position. And so as the jokes come, I laugh, and I might have a joke, but it might be on something to put it back on you. So to recognize that, yeah, I hear that, but you got to take responsibility, accountability, because it just wasn't her. You chose her, or y'all chose each other. Because it's like, because I hear what you're saying, but you make a lot of jokes like this. So did you take accountability? But even that, for example, that gentleman would admit, he's like, I'm bitter. I was like, okay, well, as long as you know. We're aware.
All good.
We're in the same space.
That's where you start. You're like, you know what? I think I'm still a little bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in. I got a pattern. You gotta get out that bitterness. Gotta let it go.
Yeah.
TKO.
So when you see somebody in that though, do you now that I at least so one thing is to be like, hey, it sounds a little bitter. Yeah, I am bitter. Okay, boom. So you know where you are. I know where you are. You know where you are. Cool. What's my job in that?
Well, how long are you going to hold that, dog? No, for real. So how long are you going to hold it? Because at some point...
I think that's my next...
That's the question. So how long are you going to hold it?
Right.
Because you can do it on both sides, because they living their life.
Yeah.
And if it's on bitterness on both sides, then how y'all going to hold? Y'all just hold. If you're absolutely trying to detach and move on to something different, then but that bitterness is a thread, it's a rope, it's a steel wire, that's steel cable that's like holding you all together. And so you have to figure out, okay, how long are you gonna hold this? Because at some point you're like, oh man. But you also realize, is that happening right now? Or has that, because now you're living in the past the whole time. She ain't doing it no more. He ain't doing it no more.
Right.
So it's like, hey man, you mad about memories.
And again, now you drifting.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that, anyway, chapter 3 through 5 goes, we talked about drifting and the fear based things. And we talked a little bit, we didn't really go into, I don't think it's education in this one, right?
No, it gets a little bit later.
All right. So we'll get that in the next episode.
Yeah.
But this book is going to make you really look at yourself and take accountability for yourself and responsibility for yourself.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think it takes, I said this probably in the last episode. It's like, I love the way it's written. because it's written as a conversation, and the enemy is just spilling all the beans. And it's like, hey, this is how I get your ass. And like, wait a minute. So I love the way it's written. It's very creative in the way it's written, and it definitely lines up. Now, there's some challenges, of course, in some thinking. Yes, I would even encourage people to like test some of the theories out. Like, okay, let me just start to write down all of my things that I think I'm fearing right now.
Yep.
Right. Let me start thinking about. Let me look at my habits for the day, my habits for the week. How much TV am I watching? How much time I'm spending on the game? Right. Mm-hmm. How many times am I sitting there just commiserating with people that are negative at the office?
Yep.
Right. Am I getting up and like whatever it may be? Let's start to pay attention to like what your overall patterns are.
Yeah.
And then it's like, ooh, now and then you ask yourself, is the person I want to be doing the things that I'm doing today?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then you're cool. If not, then you've actually found yourself on the map. Now you can figure out where you want to go.
Yeah, it's so much like this thought in my brain with A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise interrogating Jack Nicholson, and that whole like, I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's except in this, it's the same. He forces the truth out of the devil, and the devil gives you the information. And he's even saying, I can give it to you, but that don't mean
you're gonna do that with it, folks.
Yeah, they just gonna get mad at you.
they coming after you.
Right.
What you mean? What you mean? Well, we will. He said he's gonna destroy your livelihood. You start telling, I think a lot, that's one of the weirdest things you start telling people. I think people would rather hear the believable lie than the unbelievable.
That's true.
So, because if the unbelievable lie keeps them safe, provides comfort, then that's what a lot of times folks want.
Comfort.
Mm-hmm. If the unbelievable, unfathomable truth is there, that's going to cause discomfort, dissonance, and they're like, I don't want to do this. I don't know. Hey, you could change everything by changing a thought. Fuck all that, Trey. Well, wait a minute. Why? First of all, why are you cussing at me? No, so you can see. And it's like, no, I've been exactly where you've been. I know the exact same experiences. I am not supposed to be where I have been.
Right.
According to the studies and so on, we're not supposed to be where we are. And that doesn't make us like lean a particular way of politically. It makes us like try to be non-drifters in life. Like we want to be definite in our purpose. We want you to be that way. Go ahead and just change your thought. You don't have to respond. Are you sure? You don't have to think like that.
It's just like we said before we started. Yeah. It's the people. Like, okay, from where I'm from, people don't trust the government. It's like, man, the government has written laws against black people, Jim Crow.
Yeah.
We've had slavery.
Yeah.
We've had all these things. We've had to do the civil rights in order to get treated like people.
Yeah.
Then the government says, y'all need to take these vaccines. Take the vaccines. What? I thought you said you didn't trust the government.
You just last week.
For real.
It was last week. Like, no. Hey, listen.
I'm confused.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird moment.
It's such a drifting moment that it threw me all the way off.
Yeah.
It's just like when someone gets off in court and they're black. And I was like, I thought you said the justice system is
well, it's a win for us. It was like, wait a minute.
It just confuses me. So that's why we got to get our own thoughts together. And that's what I like about Outwitting the Devil. It just gets you on a new page of thinking for yourself. It's for you. It's for you. So once you can get that into your psyche, once you can have that thought, it will produce fruit.
For sure.
But you got to water it. You got to give it a chance. Sure. You got to give it a chance, man.
Yep. Man, you have me think about principle versus preference. Moving with principle, or you moving with preference? In that conversation, right? The principles don't change. Principles shouldn't change.
No.
The preference, it's a Democrat in office or it's a Republican in office. Well, is it a principle or is it like you just prefer the red and blue?
Right.
That makes no sense.
And you start thinking through. Anyway.
All right, man. Yeah. Listen, this is Trey D.
And Goolsby.
And we have been reading.
Read a book. All right.
Outwitting the Devil. We want you to continue to read with us, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment as well. What were some of your big highlights in chapters 3 through 5? Goolsby, go ahead and do it.
Oh, you gonna do it again? Oh, read the book.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. I gotta switch it up.
Yeah, all right.